Hi friend, in this video, we will do a chart analysis and price prediction for Ninja token for the month of January 2024. In this video, we'll cover the chart pattern so we can kind of predict on what the price will do next. We will cover buy levels for Ninja so you know where to buy low. And then we'll cover sell levels for Ninja so you know where to sell high and take profit. Sounds good? Let's get straight into it. So here I am on Ninja's chart, and the thing you always want to do is you want to zoom out. So I'm looking at the 4-hour chart. You can click here, click 4-hour, and it zooms out. So to me, this chart pattern looks like a falling wedge. And a falling wedge is a bullish pattern because the price eventually breaks out. It goes something like this, squeezes, and then it breaks upwards. This picture is the falling wedge pattern where the price falls down and it hits support. Support is a level where people buy. Resistance is a level where people sell. So what usually happens is that it falls down on the wedge and it squeezes between support and resistance, and eventually hits the apex, and then it breaks out, and usually it breaks upwards. I have drawn the price for you, the buy levels. So if the price goes down like this, then 0.0112 would be a good buy level, and even all the way down to 0.0084. So these price levels is not a guarantee that it will hit, but if it does hit the buy levels, then it's a good buy because you're getting a massive discount. Because imagine people who bought up here, right? And the price goes all the way down to the buy level. You're getting a 73% discount, and it goes down here. You're getting a 79% discount. It's like going to Black Friday and getting 80% off. Of course you would buy, right? So buy low, and then once the mega super bull market comes back, I do suspect that it's going to break out of the falling wedge and it's going to go up. So usually what happens is that when the price goes up, you want to take profit at the previous high. So high right here at 0.038 is when you want to take profit. You want to take profit, you want to secure profit, because if it goes back up to the previous all-time high from here, that's a 336% pump. And I repeat, that's a 336% increase. So of course you want to take some profit, and then you can have a small bag and keep it until 2024, end of 2024 to 2025, when it's at the peak of the bull run, and then you can sell it. This is Bitcoin's rainbow chart, and this chart helps you and tells you when to buy low and when to sell high. And this chart helps predict the next bull run based on historical data. So this chart plots the price of Bitcoin since 2010, and as you can see, every time Bitcoin touches the blue zone, it starts to pump. Whenever it touches the blue zone, it starts to pump. When it touches the blue zone, it starts to pump. And whenever it touches the red and orange zone, is when it's overbought, it's in the bubble, and then it starts crashing. Back in 2011, it touches the red zone in 2013, and then it crashed. It touches the red zone back in 2017 when it was at $19,000, and then it crashed, etc., etc., etc. So whenever it's at the blue and green zone, that's when you should buy. And whenever it touches the orange and red zone, is when you should look to sell. Sounds good? This chart also predicts when is the next bull run based on historical data. And if you want to know when's the next bull run, It's usually 6 months after the Bitcoin halving. See here, the first halving, second halving, third halving, fourth halving. And for those who don't know, the Bitcoin halving is when Bitcoin miners get less reward, and when they get less reward, Bitcoin becomes more scarce, and when something becomes more scarce, it pumps harder. And as you can see in the 2013 halving, 6 months afterwards it pumped. In the 2016 halving, 6 months after the halving it pumps, and in the 2020 halving, 6 months afterwards it pumped. So the next Bitcoin halving will be on April 17th, 2024. That's roughly the date. And then 6 months afterwards, it will pump hard based on historical data. And once it touches the red and orange zone, that's when you should be selling. Mainstream media will start posting news that Bitcoin is at $100,000, $200,000, and that's where you know you should be selling, when people are bragging that crypto, that they're getting rich from crypto.